y'all? It is your girl Tiffany Deni. It is another episode of the Tiffany Deni Show. We are back at it, and I am excited. You know, last week I played all the songs that were 25 years old. I was celebrating the 25 years of the culture. So, you know, it was 97. We were playing Foxy Brown. We were playing some Lil Kim. We were playing some, who all were we playing? We were playing a lot. 97 was a great year. It was a lot of Bad Boy. I will say that we were playing a lot of Bad Boy because that was the era, you know, like that was that No Way Out era. So I'm keeping with theme kind of. So we're doing 15 years ago. If you haven't been listening for the last 20 minutes, we've been doing a whole bunch of 2007 era, which is my era. That is my clubbing era. That is my psych era. So yeah, we're gonna be hearing a little bit of Neo. We're gonna be hearing a little bit of Lloyd. We're gonna be hearing a little bit of Applies, which I think I may have already played. So yeah, 2007, 15 years ago, it was. I think, in my opinion, the last time the culture was just like fun, like super fun. Um, and child, if I had only known then what I know now about T Pain, like, because at that time I did not appreciate that man at all. I was not cool with the auto tune. When Jay Z dropped DOA, I was like, finally, somebody said it, because this is crazy. Had I only known then what I know now about where auto tune was gonna go, I would have praised the King T Pain so much more, because he definitely was the last part of, I think, just the real fun of the culture. We don't have fun no more. Everybody want to be like hard and a thug and it's city girls and it's hot boys and it's a lot of like product of the 2000s. Like these are definitely the kids of the hot boys and the kids of Trina and all of that. But it's not fun. I miss the fun era, and the T Pain era, which is the 2007 era, was the fun era. So that's definitely where my head is at today with the music selection. We are doing a whole bunch of 2007 ish music because yeah, that was the fun era. It's a fun era, and it's been 15 years, so why not? We got a lot to talk about today. We have to recap on some of the things that have happened in the community, in the country, in the world, in the culture, and all that. And then we also have um, a lot of things. Oh, we're interviewing Queen today. So we have Queen coming today. She is a local fashion designer. I'm so excited to talk to her about her fashions, her inspiration, all that stuff. So shout out to Queen because we definitely will be having a great conversation with that beautiful lady. So let's talk about what we've been going through. Number one is I went this week to the Men of Influence anniversary dinner. They just celebrated their first anniversary, and it was absolutely a ball. I had a whole bunch of fun. So shout out to the Men of Influence. Those are the men in the community who are out here working to make sure that we keep our princes off the street and we keep our kings heads strong and their crowns high. So shout out to the Men of Influence. You know, they had a car show on Saturday. I didn't get to make it, but I heard it was fun. They had free food. Shout out to Mo for that because the food at that anniversary dinner was delicious. Oh my God, we had chicken, roasted potatoes, mashed potatoes, roasted corn. It was fire, and even better, it was free. So shout out to Mo for that. They gave some local performances. We got to see a lot of our art, a lot of our talent. I love it. And shout out to Big U. Big U came through, and Big U is uh reformed. We'll say maybe like a crime activity director back in his day, and now he's a motivational speaker. So shout out to Big U because he came out, he spoke of his experiences, he spoke of his life, and he spoke of things that can motivate not only the men but motivate the people. So shout out to Big U, and shout out to everybody else who came on their stage and told their story and their testimony and everything that they had going and why men of influence is very important. And also while I was there, I got to talk to a few ladies of the Women of Impact, which I don't know and didn't know much of, but that is also another program that we got going on in the city here with a bunch of beautiful women doing exactly that. They're women on impact and they are backing these men up, and I love it. I love it. I love king and queen stuff. So, keep it up. I love my community. What we have going on though, we have Family Flavors has a backpack giveaway. So pay attention. We got a backpack giveaway. It is going to be the 10th to the 30th of August. We have backpacks. We're going to be giving them away to the sponsors, and we're going to be giving them away through the shows. So make sure y'all tune in because I'm going to be giving away backpacks on the Tiffany Deni Show along with the other shows in this station. Also, we have our second town hall meeting on September 17th, which you guys need to tune into. I'm going to be here, so I'm going to live stream it. Family Flavors is going to live stream it. And the reason y'all need to be here is because the town hall meeting is going to consist of a lot of our candidates who are running for these primary elections in November, which is very important because, like I say, they always sneak in this stuff during the primaries, and they're going to be here talking, discussing, and answering questions and everything else to make them really kind of present not only themselves to you, but show you who you may want to vote for. And I do encourage voting because local voting really matters. I'm not saying it don't matter on a non-local level, but I'm saying that it's a lot harder to lose your count when it's only a small city. So please make sure y'all tune into the town hall meeting because it's imperative that you hear these people's stances, opinions, thoughts, everything. You see how they feel about things because these are the people, especially if you're in Colorado Springs, who are dictating what's happening out here in this city. And there ain't nothing but a 6% population of black people out here, and I believe like a 20-30% population of Hispanics out here. So it's important to know who's out here, who's actually making sure that we keep it going and making sure that everybody's thoughts is clear, making sure that everybody's positions is clear as to how they're going to help and continue to mentor our community and our culture. So remember, town hall meeting September 17th. We'll all be live streaming it, and this is going to be the candidates for your people out here if you were in Colorado. So you want to tune in, you want to see where they're at, and you want to see where their heads are at before you cast that vote in November. So remember that September 17th, y'all. And then just to lighten things up, we got a wing event happening on the first. And you know I love my wings. I do love my wings. Uh, on the 6th. And I love the hot barbecue. So if they make hot barbecue, I love me some hot barbecue wings. Like spicy with sweet is just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's cannibalism. I don't understand. But August 6th, 12 to 8, we got the wing thing. It's a whole wing fest out there. We got wings, we got beer, we got entertainment. You know, I'm going to be out there. So please, please, please make sure y'all come out for there because it's wings, bro. Who don't love wings and music? That's just a whole vibe right there. Then you add beer, a little bit of alcohol. It's just a vibe. So August 6th, wing thing. We gonna be out there. Family Flavors to Slide. You know I'm gonna be out there. And we also have the Hopeless Not Homeless on. Right. Let me try that again. This is gonna be me in the wild. We're not gonna go there. Homeless Not Hopeless, and that is Family Flavors. We're gonna be doing an event here with some of the ruthless people in our community. And it's October 8th. So you want to make sure that you continue to tune into my show for that because I'm going to keep giving y'all information on that and how y'all can help and what y'all can do to be involved because you got to remember that people who do not have homes are not less human. They are very much still human. We are all one choice away from being without a home. We are all one choice away from being in prison. So you always got to remember that everybody out here is a human being and we are all going through things. So make sure that y'all stay tuned for the Homeless Not Hopeless on October 8th, the event through Family Flavors to Slide. Y'all can text me. Y'all can message me, Deni the Godmother, or you can call the station at 719-300-7936. And all of that is going to give you information for what is happening there. And then what else we have going? We have so much going on in our city. It's crazy. We have the Lowrider Car Show coming on July 23rd. So shout out to Chiba and them. And that's going to be at the World Arena in Colorado Springs. And that's 12 to 6. And it's indoor and outdoor. And if you got kids, which a lot of us do now. Because if you're listening to this 2007 music like I'm listening to this 2007 music, you probably got kids now. Sorry. It's just what it is. That was our era. And now we're in 2022. And now a lot of us is parents. But either way, go to the car show. You got WC there, which is, you know, one of the OGs of the West Coast game. You got the Delphonics, which is one of my favorite OG groups of all time, and they just experienced a loss, which is William Hart. So, you know, rest in peace to William Hart. The Delphonics is probably one of the best groups of the 70s, which might be a genre I'll tap into for a show soon because, yeah, the Delphonics was the truth. That did not blow your mind this time. Like that one was the truth. So shout out to the Delphonics and rest in peace to William Hart. And we also got Lunas coming up, Mr. I Got Fives on it himself. So remember, if you're in the Springs, we got the Lowrider event, 12 to 6 at the World Arena. And then we have, child, there's so much stuff. But we got a lot going on. Either way, we have the backpack giveaway. We have on the 10th to the 30th. We have the town hall meeting on September 17th. We have the Lowrider Car Show on the 23rd. And we have the Wing event on August 3rd. And we have the homeless event on October 8th. So if you need help with anything or trying to contact me with any of the information about any of these events, please hit me up. Y'all know how to reach me on social media. It's Deni the Godmother. Y'all know y'all can call the station 719-300-7936. Also, if you have any requests right now for any of your favorite 2007-ish jams, you know I'm going to throw them on. So make sure you hit me up if you got me on live or if you're watching live stream on the show on Facebook. So I got you. And then we're going to be going to break soon. You know we got to pay these people. But It is so much to talk about in the news today. So we have to talk about land coming back to people. That's also been an issue. Is that they're finally giving a lot of black families their land back after like 90 years, 100 years. Like that's crazy. So we have a couple topics that I want to talk about either now or I'll talk about at the end of the show because you know we got Queen coming in real soon. But one of the things that does bug me out is that we do have this whole issue with California seizing land from black people, and this is one of many states and one of many cities. California is just the one this week that decided to give it back. And I'm talking about land from like 1912, and this just happened in Florida last week too, where we got some land back. And I think that hits a little home for me too, because like I have family in Kinston, North Carolina, and my great grandfather had a lot of land, and you know the games that were played back in that day, he didn't get to leave the earth with as much land as he once owned. So that definitely hits home. You know, American history is crazy, right? And then we have to also talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Number one, and then also, have y'all heard about the new African American English dictionary that's coming out? Oxford is dropping an African American English dictionary, and I got to be honest, y'all. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. It's an African American dictionary, like, because it's like on one side, if it's written by my people, then I feel like it's a learning tool because I deal with a lot of non my people every day and they don't be knowing about us and I don't want to be the translator. So I get it, but then I also feel like it could be written by a whole bunch of like descendants of colonizers trying to tell me what they think African American English is, and that's concerning. So I don't know. I'm definitely concerned. I don't know. I'm curious to see how this Oxford Dictionary of African American English is gonna go. I'm curious to see what the words are gonna be and what it's all gonna entail. Cause, you know, part of me is like, okay, you know, I know they talked to some scholars, so this might be nice to encompass and to recognize that we have our own language, but this could also be just a whole lane of mockery. It's just confusing. I don't know. I'm excited. I am excited to see what it is, and I will give a very, very non-biased opinion when I look through it. But yeah, so it's due in 3 years. That's what they aim to do. We have an Oxford Dictionary of African American English, and we do have our own subculture. It's just, I'm curious. I'm curious. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. All right, y'all. And then one more thing is that we have to talk about before we get into this break here and talk to um, the beautiful Miss Queen who just stepped in here is the town of police department, the whole police department designed when they had a black town manager. So I don't understand that one either. Did you hear about that story? Yeah. Did you hear about that one? Yeah. So
Allegedly.
basically, yeah. So, and this is that goofy stuff. So Justine Jones, she's in North Carolina, and she got elected to be the first black town manager, and the whole police department resigned. And that is, it's hard not to take that some type of way because I could say it could be her, but come on now. When have y'all ever heard of that ever happening with anybody who didn't look tanner than other people? And so that bothers me. They claim it's toxic and hostile. Maybe that's why we need the African American dictionary, child, because child, they don't be speaking the same language. They're not going to say race had anything to do with it. So I don't know what it is. I think it's whack. I think it's really lame that the whole police department just happens to go and resign when somebody else gets hired. That's not somebody that they want to answer to. And let's be real, a lot of America does not like answering to black women unless it's Oprah. Oprah got that kind of pull, or Beyonce. Yeah, them two. They got that kind of pull. But the rest of us, we don't got that kind of pull. Either way, those are some of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. Y'all make sure y'all hit me up on live. We're gonna go to break. We gotta pay these bills. You know, I'm listening to this 2007 music. We got that I Get Money right now, but we're gonna go take care of the sponsors. When we come back, we're gonna talk to Queen, my local fashion designer, talk to her about what she got going on and her line. So y'all go ahead and let us take care of ourselves in our station, and we'll be back in a little bit to make sure that we have Queen here and talk about all the stuff that she got going on. We'll be right back, y'all. It's the Tiffany Deni Show on Family Flavors to Slide. Call us 719-300-7936.
The first hour is Zen with Queen. So daily affirmations. I kind of like, speak about the things that I go through during the week and stuff like that, and mental health as well. So you got to speak about that, especially being like who I am. I'm a black woman on this type of platform, so I want to speak about mental health and, like I said, mental health as well. So then my second hour, that's Queen's Talk. We get into it. I've had like rappers, I've had politicians, I've had the works on my show, interviewing, or I don't know how to say past tense.
You've interviewed.
I've interviewed
There we go.
them. There it is. But yeah, so I have a good time on my show. I vibe, even if it's just me. I have a vibe with my viewers. Like 2 weeks ago, it was a bomb show. Everybody was like tuning in. So all right, cool.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
So you said mental health. So why is that something that you feel like you need to touch on in your show? Now, as a Black woman, I understand, especially in this city and with everything going on, why mental health is of importance. But why is it of importance to you, and why you feel like it's something that needs to be touched on?
Okay, so for me, just in my own life, I just have witnessed how my mental health, like not being taken care of, has taken a toll on me, and then being not really being able to like express it. I mean, we're coming into a new age, especially in my family. My mom's becoming a therapist, so I think
Oh
that's
wow.
freaking dope.
You know what's crazy? My mom just became she's a licensed therapist as well. She just got into that.
Oh my god! No,
Yeah, shout out to the grown women
yes,
who are out here
yes.
helping us mentally.
Big shout out my mom, yeah, because she's going through her clinicals right now. So that's like always been important, and like I've always been like super in tune with like my mind and my body. So like when I got older, I was just like exploring that more, and I had noticed that look, mental health check. Like if I'm not right in the mind, or if like my room is cluttered, or like things start to fall apart around me and stuff like that, and I don't really like take hold of it, then I notice that the depression starts to set in. Then I want to get out of my bed. Then I feel away. You know what I mean? And it's like we don't talk about how to combat that, or we don't have platforms where you can't even feel safe to say that. True. So therefore, like when I started radio, I was like, that's important to me. Like I asked all my guests, like, how do you take care of yourself? Because most of my guests are entrepreneurs, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you work a 9 to 5, you have to take care of yourself. You have to figure out a time where you can meditate, walk, or read a book, color a coloring book, like something simple. It doesn't even have to be. I
actually found out that I love coloring.
I love coloring books.
I didn't realize that, but I actually really do love coloring. It's crazy because I'm like, me and my son is 6 and we be coloring together, and now he feels too big to color, and I'm still coloring. Like, it's that therapeutic. It's extremely therapeutic. I didn't think it was gonna be that therapeutic. So with Queen's Corner?
Queen's Show.
I apologize. Queen's Show. So we have that 5 to 7, and then daily affirmations. And then can you speak to me about why you think that's another part of the significance of what we might need to go with that mental health?
So like just before when we were talking, you talked about generational curses, right? So I realized that something I need to break generationally wise is like that voice, or that like that thing around me, and it could be like relatives and like stuff like that kind of like tell me, or they're not a positive voice, and then you grow up with that. Like you grow up with somebody pointing out your flaws, like especially being a Black woman, especially growing up the way I did. You get pointed out if you gain weight, if you lose weight, if you change your hair, if you cut your hair, like everything you did, it was just like and sometimes it wasn't a positive voice, and like so for me now being 25, I want to rewire that and make it so that that voice to me is positive. The first thing it says is I'm positive. I watched like RuPaul's Drag Race like years ago, and there was a drag queen, and I love him, her, they. I don't know what their pronouns would be, but I loved what they were doing, because what they were doing was when they would mess up, they'd be like, I'm amazing. Like, and that was their like immediate reaction. And like, yeah, obviously other drag queens were like irritated by it, but like for that person, I felt like it helped them out, because they were like going through a moment of crisis in their mind, or whatever, wardrobe, whatever, but they were like, I'm amazing, and they were reassuring themselves. And that's something you have to do all the time, even if it feels like a moment of crisis. Self-reassurance. Yeah, you have to be that positive voice. You have to rewire it to be a positive voice if it hasn't always been.
All right, so we want to get into a little bit about your fashion as well, because I met you off of the fashion basis. Yeah. So first, just introduce us a little bit to your line, or what you have going on.
All right, well, it is Kween Kreations, the big, the beautiful, the bold, the colorful. But yeah, Kween Kreations originated in my apartment. Like 5 years ago. It was like literally nothing. I literally got started in it, just college side hustle. Like I came to college and I didn't realize that like how broke you would be.
Girl.
So in that, people, but also.
What did you study while you were in school?
Oh God. Y'all don't even want to know.
It has nothing to do with what you're doing now.
Nothing. I was pre-med. Why?
That's cool. I wanted to be an athletic trainer.
Okay. I don't even know. The only goal I have out of that now is to be a midwife. That's it. I want to be a midwife.
That's a great position. You might end up being a doula. You give doula energy.
I would love to do that. Like, I would love to bring babies into this world naturally and holistically.
I had a child. It's disgusting. But that's...
keep it real. Keep it real, because I love it. I love it. On my show, we say keep it real and royal.
It's beautiful, and I think it's beautiful that I gave birth to a human. Like, he has these arms, these legs. Like, I grew that shit, and I make sure he knows that every time he acts out of line. That mouth that he's talking to me out of, I grew that. So calm yourself.
Okay.
But the process of childbirth is not good looking. It's not a sight that I just want to see just to see. Like, so shout out to you for even thinking about midwife and doula positions, because my stomach is too weak, and that's natural. So that's sad.
I'm done.
It is what it is. But we're talking about Kween Kreation. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You were talking about how this was a side hustle in college.
Yeah, well, so it was originally designed by Kei. And it was what it was I was profiting off of people gaining and losing weight. Mostly women, mostly like my friends and stuff. And like
college just to fluctuate.
So yeah, so I obviously like they have the freshman 15 thing, and like you have clothes that you still want to wear, you still love. Well, I freaking knew how to sew, so I was extending my own clothes and doing my own things.
Who taught you?
My grandparents, my grandma.
Girl, so, yeah. I tried to line a sewing machine one time, and I got so frustrated. Child, I got the top part, and I was like, okay, we here. And they're like, now you got to hit the bottom part. And I was like, you know what, we're done.
The bobbin, yeah.
No, the bobbin, that's cute. So how long have you been sewing? So you make these clothes, you make your designs by hand?
I do. So a lot, everything is made with love.
Girl.
So yeah, I sew. I don't know. I've been sewing for a while. I was taught as a child. I've been a
that's a
grandma's
good thing
girl.
to learn.
Like, I always was sitting under my grandparents, so it was like it wasn't a weird thing for me to like pick up a sewing as like a needle and thread and be like, oh, I want to sew, because like I was always around that. So
that's what's up, girl. I tried. That's what's up, girl. That's why we need our fashion people. Now, was there any particular designers or anything like that make you have a certain inspiration, or is it just purely just your love for colors, your love for the shapes of women and all of those things? Like, what really kind of inspires you, especially when you're not feeling particularly motivated? Is there something that usually can spark or trigger something in you to motivate you to be like, dang, I want to make something like that, or I want to design something like that?
So I'm a people watcher. Yeah, I love to go places and just people watch, like literally. But I think what it is also I like to analyze people's different fashions. I've always been really intrigued with colors. I love like just nature, so I think I gather a lot from that too, like the sunsets and stuff. I'm like, dang, I could tie dye something that looks exactly like that. Let me try it. I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna get it. But like, I definitely like seeing other people's like fashion or what they think goes together. What goes together? What they think goes together. You know what I mean? But I love seeing that. I love going out and I love seeing that, and that gives me inspiration. I think I'm like a Instagram person where I'll like scroll and I'll like do the hashtags fashion. I do NYC fashion. I do ATL fashion, Midwest fashion. I want to see everywhere because I want to see all that. But as far as brands that I'm inspired by,
it could be brands, it could be cities, it could be anything. And then where are you from?
I'm a Denver native.
Go ahead, girl.
Yes, girl. 303 Box State repping. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know. I don't care. I'm gonna rep Denver every single time. I'm gonna rep Colorado every single time. I
just found out Don Cheadle was from Denver.
Really?
Yes, girl. He graduated.
He went to my college. East. He went or my college, my high school. Yeah.
Everybody went to East apparently. So yes, girl.
Like so at East we have a hall of or like a wall of fame of all the famous people that went to East.
Yeah, girl. Because they have a lot of them. The first lady, first black lady to get nominated for an Oscar, baby girl from Gone with the Wind. She went to East as well. Yeah, girl. Yeah, shout out to Denver. We
popping out here. We popping 303. We on the map. We on the map.
303 and 719. Let's not.
Oh, 719. Y'all know. What it is.
But now we're talking back about your inspirations, about what really inspires you out here to create in the way that you do.
Okay, tie-dye is just something that I got into when I was younger, just cheerleading, doing summer camps and whatnot. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of figured it out, like how to get it exactly how I wanted it to look. Like it was like a color science. So it was kind of good that I was pre-med in college because it was the chemistry. Honestly, I was really good at chemistry. I was really good at biology. I was good at the sciences.
Oh, I think so. Go ahead.
Well, that was me. So I was good at sciences. I was good at math, and I was good at timing things. And I was good at like one thing that really got to me was in OChem. We do like a photosynthesis, like a sun science, if you will. And that was kind of really interesting to me because although I'm not gonna be anything minus like a midwife, but I'm not gonna be anything in that kind of realm. That is what I use in fashion of like, okay, it's this time of day. Let me start tie dyeing because the way I want the colors to like soak in this in the sun, this is how I want it to look. Wow. So it's kind of stuff like that. But and then it's like watching people like, you know, trial and error fail. Like you can try something and be like, okay, that turned out really good. Or you can try something and be like, that turned out hideous. But what I've learned is even the things I think are hideous, I will post a picture or like post something that I did that, and I'll have people be like, post the full thing. Let me see what it looks. You know, and people will buy that, and I'm like, ew. But no, like, I'll sell it. I'll sell it because it's not my taste, and it's not appeal to me because it's like I feel like that's all designers. Is what I'm learning. It's like we make things, and the only things I really like, I wear. Okay, if you see it on me, I like it. But if it's not on me, baby, I made that for y'all and only y'all.
I felt that though. I felt that though.
For real. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I think it's ugly, it's just not my taste. Like I got some shorts that I make and they got the little fringes.
So how would you describe your taste then?
Like I'm like a sexy and like a material girl, you know, but I'm an all black woman, you know, like a fuck them laying edges. It's gonna be dreaded all up, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like a force, like I'm soul food. You know what I mean? I'm the whole plate though. I'm not even just like a side. I'm the whole plate of soul food. I'm the whole plate.
I felt that. I felt that.
So you come in, you see me, and like boom, like ooh, she came, you know what I mean?
She is Sagittarius.
You gotta look at me.
We talked about this before we started the show. This that Sag energy peeking through right here, please. Here. All right, and I got one more question before we go pay these bills and take this break. When did you start your line?
I started my line officially.
Like officially, yeah.
Officially. So officially in 2019. That is when I started. March 2019. That's when I made my first sale. The previous month, February, was when I first did a photo shoot, professional photo shoot. Big shout out to Sarah. She does wedding photography now. That was my first photographer. And yeah, that was the beginning of this queendom that you see today.
And where do you see it expanding to?
Ooh, okay, so I see it expanding to a lot of different things. Right now, I'm mainly focused on my creative space that I have, and then going to a lot of fashion shows. I want to be more nationwide with that. More going to other states to do fashion shows. I do a majority of the fashion shows here in Colorado, as people know. They see me all the time, but I want to do stuff out of state because that's where you get like more recognized, and then eventually be going to like Paris Fashion Week, and then in Spain and Greece and just all those like all over the place. You know, like I want to do South Africa fashion. Like I love that. Like I want to do all that. So, but that's like long term. This year, yeah, definitely. This year and next year, definitely gonna focus on nationwide, so in state. But yeah, and then eventually, yeah, I have my own boutique. But right now, I'm gonna settle for like putting my stuff in other people's stores because I'm trying to still learn and navigate through how I would do a storefront. But I am learning, and I am meeting like some great actual like black women who have their own storefronts here out in Colorado Springs, even, and it's like okay, yeah, and they're giving me good tips, and they're like telling me how to build myself up. And one thing I'm really working on right now is my business credit. So big shout out Marquise Nesmith, you're the dope. But like I get I'm
we
just
are
trying to build it up.
leading business or new business owners in the country right now, black women. So I mean that's definitely, trust me, sisters have helped me, and they continue to help me. The sisters who have already been where I'm at, and they've already elevated. So shout outs to all the queens out here, all the OG sisters out here who keep making sure that us young girls got game, and they trying to protect us from the same mistakes and the same things that they went through. So yeah, shout out to all the businesswomen, the OG businesswomen out here looking out for people like me and Queen. But y'all know we gotta go pay these bills, take care of these sponsors. I got Queen here. You stand for another part of the segment?
I will stay.
There it is. So we got Queen here for another part of the segment. After we pay these people, y'all know you can call me 719-300-7936. You can hit Queen up on her live. You can hit me up on my live. Deni the Godmother. We gonna be right back, y'all, right after this. We are on the Tiffany Deni Show. I got my baby girl Queen here. She got her show here on Family Flavors on Fridays, 5 to 7. We've been having conversations about, you know, what she got going on in her fashion, what she got going on with her life. But we definitely going to talk about what's going on with the world here in a second. As y'all can tell, I had that Neo playing. We listening to that 2007 music because last week I had that 25-year-old 1997 music. So I figured keep it going. We doing that 15-year-old 2007 music, and then
Let's
also
go.
I just need a reason to play Lloyd today.
Okay.
I need a reason to
period.
play Lloyd today. I gotta be honest. I've been in my Lloyd bag this last week because I forgot how many hits
Okay.
this man really
Because
had.
he really
like,
do.
Because it was like I started with Southside, and Southside might be my least
Mm.
favorite out of all of his singles. Yeah, Southside might be, because then you got You, and then you got Be the One,
Okay.
and then you see Lay It Down.
Okay.
You see, like, Lloyd really got them bangers. That's the thing, is that once I sat there and tuned into it, I was like, yo, he really. Then what's crazy is that yesterday I'm listening to True. Have you listened to True? True made me cry, child, because that is his like confession song. That is his song that is just that real in the heart joint, and he released that independently. So what's crazy though is that it still went platinum. So he released that project about 2-3 years ago, and it's won the album cover. Shout out to Lloyd on the album cover, because he done got his D'Angelo back. He naked as hell with just a guitar. Ooh. Covering his life, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Lloyd.
They don't make R&B like they used to.
Girl, no.
Because these men don't be naked no more.
So, at all, because it was good R&B. You remember that Untitled video?
Okay.
Girl, and he had him in all rotation.
Back in the day,
he
they
was
used to do that. That rain.
They had this post going on.
Rain.
Fire.
I knew I shouldn't have been listening to it if the R&B man was in some rain. Like, if he was in some rain, I knew for a fact I should not have been listening to it, but I was listening to it.
You know what? Have you guys, and this is another song that I forgot about, and you might remember it. I don't know if you know it, but do y'all know the song Walking in the Rain with Orange Juice Jones? I knew you remember it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to need you to tune into the song, because this is the most authentic curse out, the most authentic but realist and respectful go off on a woman you will ever hear. He snapped on his lady at the end of the song in a way that you will never ever approve, but you have to approve, because like the whole song is about him catching her cheating. So then he catches her cheating, and then at the end when she come home, it's like this whole go off, like, child.
But you know what? They do not make music like that.
They
anymore.
don't. And it's very few songs where I ever side with the man when he's snapping on a woman. But that one, child, you gotta listen to it. It's called Walking in the Rain, and it's by Orange Juice Jones. He was the first R&B singer signed to Def Jam Records. Okay. Yeah, and this was like LL Cool J era, late 80s, girl. Okay. He had a suit, everything. Yeah, girl. He told her, he said, I bought you, what did he say? I bought you Gucci. So I bought you diamond high bags.
I see you.
And him in the rain.
Okay, no, I know that one. I know that song. Because I was like, nah, this sounds kind of familiar, but like, yeah.
He was like, you were holding hands.
Okay, because why, like, when you hear that song growing up, you don't know that it's like that.
No, you guys listen to the end of the song. He sat there, he said, I bought you things you couldn't even pronounce. Yes. Shout out to Orange Juice Jones for that Walking in the Rain joint. That song is a classic. But that has nothing to do with what we were talking about. So while we were on break, and this is a topic that I actually want to talk about, we were actually talking about the judicial system when it comes to minorities in particular. And some of the things we were talking about were halfway houses, which is one thing that I want to talk about before we get off the show today, because that's something we're going to talk about. And just overall, Black and brown people and their contributions to our country through the prison system. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on, number one, we were talking about halfway houses. What are your thoughts on halfway houses?
Hate them. 0 out of 10, very ghetto, very. Would not recommend it. I'm just keeping it real, as well as halfway houses. I'm liking that you brought that up, because as in couples with halfway houses, something I always was really passionate about was doing like a group home, and do it the right way. Really, like, do it so these kids feel like they have, a home, yeah, and people that come in and, like, you know what I mean. I just feel like it's very like, and you could be pulled into a group home off of a lot of different situations, just like halfway houses. You could be pulled into that different situations. You think you're done with jail, and then no, because during COVID, a lot of people, they were actually like I don't know what the right word is, but they were like excusing their sentence, not really excusing it, but they were like letting them go to the halfway house. So it was just like, oh, okay, but like I don't know. I just don't think anything in that realm is like just, and it's not helping you rebuild yourself. Like our justice system,
that's what it's for.
Exactly.
Our justice system is not made for rehabilitation. It's made for repeat offenders.
It is. It's made off of capitalism.
Like,
it's made so that I hope that you reoffend, because if you reoffend, then I can keep taxing you. I can keep taking this money. I can keep you in my system.
And you can't vote.
Yeah, and you can't vote me out of office to change. So I can now pass things where I could tax you more. I could do that. You know what I mean? And it's like it's modern day slavery. It really is.
Oh, child.
And it affects us more because they're wanting to get us.
And they want to get us. And this is something I was talking to my sister about. And what's crazy is that people don't realize that Black and brown people, we end up paying between, 8 to 9 figures a year in wrongful conviction lawsuits as taxpayers. Mm. We convict people, and then do you know that out of the Central Park 5, we just released a 6th member 2 weeks ago?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, girl, and you know he's going back to sue the city of New York for that.
Man.
And when he gets his money, do you know exactly who's going to pay for that?
We are.
Girl. And that's what sucks about it, is that we're paying for these wrongful convictions. We're paying for these things. So y'all are working these men like slaves, making more money off of them than y'all made off of slavery. And then on top of that, you don't even know if they're guilty or not.
I mean, let's put it this way. Colorado is right now sitting at top 10 of most paid out wrongful
which is easy to believe.
Losses. Like, yeah, we pay.
If you are a minority and you live in Colorado, that is not hard to believe.
Girl, they just paid Elijah McClain's family $3.2 million.
I knew it was gonna be something nice.
And look, at
and that sucks because he's still not gonna get his stuff back.
Yeah, he's not back. And I knew him personally. I grew up in that same, and we went to the Boys and Girls Club. I know a lot of people out here know him. What sucks is, like, you know, crazy, like, my mom, when I was growing up, she used to say, be different. Like, I'm going to put you in all these different things so you could be different, so that they won't think you're, like, you know, just this like person. That. You know what I mean? And
girl,
it's
that's
like,
a topic we're going to talk about the next time you come,
child. And that's the same thing he was. Like, he was different. He was kind. He was in the medical field. He was just brilliant. And he was always gentle. Like, even as a kid, like, he was not one of those kids who was going to tease you. He was not one of those boys who would do things to, like, you know, be cool in front of his other boys or anything. He was definitely, like, a really good, kind spirit. So it was just, like, you could be all of these things, right? I could be everything I am right now: a business owner, fashion designer, radio show host, went to college, have all these, like, acclimates. But if somebody of authority catches me and they shoot me, or even, like, if it's somebody who's not my color shoots me, I'm not of importance. Period. And it's so sad because it's like that is so crazy how you could try your whole life to do something different and it's still same fate.
And it's like, this is why he's one of my rappers, because when Jay-Z dropped the story of OJ, and it was like, still nigga, and it was like, it made people mad that he said it, but I'm like, no, really, it's just like that. They don't care who you are. They don't care what your heart is like. They don't care how much money you make, none of that. If they don't know you and you look like us, then it seems like you're deemed more of a threat than you are being not looking like one of us.
Oh, definitely.
So it sucks because Elijah McClain, I try not to get into that because that one makes me hurt a little bit because that made no sense. Yeah. And unfortunately, when it comes to these cop deaths and a lot of these wrongful convictions, it ends up being like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, because they're just killing them.
They're just, and it's like, it's not even, not your target. And what's crazy is that I feel like, in a sense, we've almost become desensitized to it. Oh, like definitely. When we hear about a cop killing or we hear about somebody getting murdered or being assaulted by the police, we're just like, damn, that sucks. And that really, but it's like, we so fucking used to it.
Yeah.
That it's like, it's almost life. But literally, I'm building a post that I'm going to post on Instagram of all the things in the month of July alone that the cops have done that's been out of pocket. And it's crazy because I'm already on 6 different videos for just this month.
I mean, think about this. When Rodney King happened back in the 90s, right?
She about to trigger me, y'all.
I'm sorry, but let me just say this. My dad already actively could tell you, oh, we knew the police were doing it. Mm-hmm. It was never caught on camera.
The camera.
So what was happening was you was getting beat up, killed, whatever, by the police, and there was no camera, no video of it, no proof. Mm-hmm. But now we're in 2022, so now you either have your body cam or somebody's recording. I mean, that's just it. I've even been that person.
Change,
I mean, and cameras don't even change. You could be recording and get shot. Yeah, and it's been happening. It's been happening.
But that's really the only difference between now and then is that, like, had Rodney King shit not been caught on tape, it wouldn't have been an issue.
It wouldn't have.
But it was the first time that white America couldn't have to deny the fact that this was happening because it wasn't like it wasn't being said; it was just being ignored. But now there's an actual footage video of beyond unnecessary violence. Like that Rodney King video triggers me in a different way, and it sucks because it's like it hasn't stopped. But that video, that one definitely triggers me because it's like you literally see. I don't know, my Kings. I don't like that. I don't like that. And it's like four different cops, and they really was going in, my G. So it sucks because rest in peace to Rodney King, because I feel like he would still be alive today had he not gone through that experience in that way. Definitely. So it sucks. It really sucks. And I remember seeing him on Celebrity Rehab and just feeling so bad for him because I'm like, what choice did he have but to go to drinking? Like, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. I mean, and it's not, and people don't understand that no matter how much you sue these police departments for, if you live, you still have to deal with that. Definitely. And it's crazy because it's like, we understand, but they don't understand. And that's what gets frustrating. And I hate, like, I understand the concept of halfway houses, but I hate the condition in which we keep them now and how there's such no standard to have a halfway house. If somebody paid their debt to society and they served 5 years in prison, then they shouldn't have to live on hell on earth to keep proving that they're a worthy member of the society. Definitely. I'm not a fan of that. So I understand the halfway house program. I hate, you have to do less for halfway houses than you have to do for foster care, and that's scary.
I mean, and it's this too. It's I guess the justice system in general scares me compared to like jail and like halfway houses and things of that nature. Scares me compared to the rest of the world because we're literally like one of the worst ranking for that. But it's second off, it's like you're not creating an environment where I feel like, okay, let me come back and be a productive member of society. You're creating an environment where I feel like, well, shit, if I just got in trouble for selling all these drugs, let me sell more drugs so I can get out of here because I hate it here. And it's like, you know, it's a cycle. Yeah, you do, and it sucks too because it's like they still have this hold on you, like the government still has this hold on you. After all these years, after all this time you've done, I don't even give a fuck if you've done 30 days. You're in this system, it's you're like, not out this system ever again. You're constantly in it, and the thing is that sucks is like what we were talking about was like they're gonna garnish your check, but then on that garnished check, you have to figure out how you're gonna have money to pay
for the halfway house that they done put you in, or the probation that they done put you on,
the ankle monitor, whatever they done to you. You have to figure out a way. So it's like, yeah, that's crime. Because I feel like in my day job, I make a decent amount of money. But however, if I had to add, exactly. I mean, just to be honest with you guys, y'all know me. I just got my driver's license back. So
it's okay. It's been suspended twice here over
girl,
here.
Okay. No shame in my no shame because why do I need that Caucasian paperwork with me while I'm traveling? No. So anyways, I just got my driver's license back, but the process to that was like ridiculous. Like I know I paid like upwards of like $2,000 to get my driver's license back.
Yeah, it's like that.
And it was like so crazy because like I was getting pulled over going to work, like trying to get the money to make, you know what I mean? So it was just like, yo, what in the world? And how is this just? And it was like crazy because like I had a speeding ticket last year and the police officer wrote the ticket wrong. So the judge was nice enough to throw the case out. Had that case passed, I would not have got my license today. Like seriously.
No, I get it 100%. That license game ain't no game. Like, and I found out by accident. I think I went to get a copy of my license or something. And it was like, do you know this suspended?
We can give it back to you, but baby, we're going to put some holes in it. Like,
hey, no. Child, it's going to be 100 for this. It's going to be 50 for that. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Like, so I get it. We definitely got to have you back, Queen. We getting close to the end of the show, girl. I'm so happy you came. You know, I love me some good conversation. Yes, it makes me so happy to have a good conversation. So real quick, because you got to wrap the show up, I need to know how the people can get in touch with you.
All right, so y'all know what it is. It's Kween Kreations on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anything you want to find me on YouTube, Kween Kreations Radio Show. That's KWEEN, because y'all know Queen start with a K.
Like King, I guess. I get it.
But yes, Kween Kreations, that's on all platforms. It's always going to be the tie-dye crown. If you see it, that's me. And then my Facebook is Kween Kei. Y'all can add me and message me. Not too crazy here because I do block people. But that's where you can find me. You can find me on all platforms.
And I got one more question before we get off this whole prison stuff, just real quick. What do you think we can do to fix this? Because while we were on break, we talked about how this country is not a country of rehabilitation for their offenders. We do not rehabilitate our offenders. we set them up to repeat offend. So what do you think can be done to help? Because we can't sit there and act like our people don't do crimes. We do crimes.
I mean, we all
most
do
of
crimes.
them, a lot of them, not most of them, but a lot of them are non-violent crimes. But we do crimes. So how can we fix this problem of them trying to catch us to make money off of us? In your opinion?
In my opinion, we need to dismantle the system.
No, it definitely
it goes deeper than that.
It needs some reform.
Yeah, it goes deeper than that. I think we need to change the whole system. However we've been going about it is the wrong way. It is the wrong way because the chance that you will reoffend is so freaking high. It should not be. Mm-hmm. So we need to reroute that money, like wherever, whatever, and we need to reroute that program. We need to talk to psychologists, talk to sociologists. That was literally what I did next for college was sociology. But the reason why I love that is because it's the study of society. So it's a study of how people are going to act in a social setting. So why not have police officers that have that kind of background, psychology and sociology backgrounds? So now they're understanding like what society.
And I just never understood why cops weren't required to
go to college.
Thank you.
Go to college, baby. Come on now.
Thank you.
Think about how different your perspective changed. I came into college a Christian person who had like a narrow view of everything.
No.
I came out of college a spiritual being, like a light, knowing coming into who I was. But it was that awakening and it was that education because it's almost like education changes you. And it changes your opinion. It changes your opinion.
Knowledge is infinite. You can't know everything. You can't. It's impossible to know everything. So I think college is important.
And number one, just for the
setting, because a lot of us never leave our parents' house. And college is the first time. A lot of times you got to leave your parents' house and realize that there are other people out there. So, like I said, me and Queen, we're gonna have a topic again. We're gonna bring her back on the show sooner than later, because baby girl, she my queen over here, and I love me some intelligent conversation. I've been having some for the last few weeks with everybody that's been coming in. I appreciate that. But it's our time. We got to wrap up now. I've been doing the 2007 music because that was my 15-year anniversary of just the good music. And on top of that, I think it was just the last fun era of music. Like, it was that T-Pain era. It was that Lloyd era, like I said. It was that Jamie Foxx era, that Neo era. Like, so 2007 was the last time we just had music that didn't make us want to thug out all the damn time. We wanted to just have fun and dance.
Yeah, because now I'm a big gangster.
It was definitely the snapping era. Shout out to Fabo, because Fabo was another person who had all that tattoos and good times. But I'll be back next Wednesday, 7 to 9. Make sure that y'all check out Family Flavors of Slide. We do have a backpack giving away starting next month, and that's going to be going on for 2 weeks, and we'll be having that on different shows, my show and Queen show included. We're going to have that town hall meeting on September 17th, and me and Queen was just talking about our candidates right off camera, so you want to make sure you tune into that town hall meeting on September 17th, because all your candidates that you really need to know about in this community and in this culture are going to be here to talk about their issues, their thoughts, their stances, and trust me when I say you want to hear it, because like I said, the ballot in November, that 2-year ballot, is when they try to be sneaky. So you want to hear where your people is coming from. And trust me if I say, you may not feel like your vote has reason, but it has reason when you're in these small 2-year votes. These 2-year elections is when they try to sneak y'all. So please, please, please make sure that y'all tune in September 17th when we talk to these candidates, and make sure y'all get out to these polls in November. We also have Homeless Not Hopeless in October.
Yes.
And that is something that I definitely stand behind. I understand all the time that we are literally just one bad choice away from homelessness or prison. So please understand that homeless people are humans just like us. They just don't have a roof. And any of us could have made one bad choice to make that decision happen. Some of us are just blessed. So make sure y'all tune in. I'm definitely going to keep y'all up to date on that. We have a lot more going on. Oh, and your girl is definitely going to be at the wing thing on August 6th, because I love me some wings. So 12 to 6, we're going to be there August 6th. We're going to have fun. But yeah, I am logging off for the day. You can reach my girl Queen on
all platforms. Kween Kreations, y'all know what it is. If you search it, you'll see it, because I'm the first one on Google. Okay, I searched it millions of times.
I know, just like I googled the Tiffany Deni Show. So make sure y'all Google the Tiffany Deni Show if you don't know where to find it. And if you can't find it, then you can find me on all social media platforms. I'm Deni the Godmother. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any way to reach either Queen or I, you can call the station, Family Flavors The Slide, 719-300-7936. This is my time. I am logging off. The next show will be on Friday, 5 to 7. It's going to be Queen's show. It's going to be a blast. And I'll be here next Wednesday, 7 to 9. And no, I don't know what the theme music is yet. but we gonna figure it out, team. I love y'all, and I will see you guys next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks, Queen.
No problem.